With the WCQ underway, we're going to be talking about 5 things that were actually all over the place on my newsfeed yesterday that you're going to want to watch. Don't make 30% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Out of nowhere yesterday, my entire newsfeed was asking about Infinitrack Mountain Smasher. Now, this is 2 level 7 monsters to make this. This card destroys an opponent's monster by battle. You can attach that monster to this card as material. Oh, okay, so that expedites, a larger Zeus. And then we also get the effect of you can detach material from this card. This gains 1,000 attack points. Or if this card is in the graveyard, you can contribute a 1 machine link monster to special summon this card in defense position, which actually is pretty decent. But the big thing here is, okay, so I can detach one, make this a 3,100 attack point monster, and I can attack over literally anything. And the biggest advantages of all of this is it is a level 7. So Cashier is going to be the main perpetrator of wanting to play this. But if my entire newsfeed for a good couple hours is people asking about this, then this is one of the tech choices out of the weekend. This is one of the things that people are looking to here and going, maybe there is a possibility or something that you want to keep an eye on this. Do I think that this is going to go up in price? No. But there's every WCQ, there's always some card that people look around, they talk about, they go, wow, this is, the excitement. This is what you want to see. And I believe for this event that this was the big thing. Also, this can lead into a 2 material or a double pop Zeus, which is pretty good. So I just like the fact that it took how long at this point for us to get to the stage of people looking at this card and going, maybe this is the time that we play this, because we didn't see this out of the European qualifier, actually any of the qualifiers, but okay. That is hot tech choice number 1. Next up is public enemy number 1 right now, which is Exosisters. To all of the people that lost their mind over, Exosister winning the remote duel YCS, and a lot of people kind of looking around, out of nowhere, we saw the same duelist come back into a run back with Exosisters, earning their Worlds invite here to play at the grand stage with Exosisters, which took everybody by surprise. I think a lot of people were genuinely very shocked to see this. But once again, it's proven to us that a good player piloting a rogue deck can kind of curve out a lot of these weaknesses. Also, Goes in Match is an insane card at this point in time. I think that that's hilarious at the end of the day here. So, all real things considered, you need to be aware right now that Exosister, once again, is back in that spotlight here where players are kind of looking at this going, I didn't pick this up the first time. Maybe there is something to this. Maybe I need to, give another spotlight opportunity to this. And I think that the answer is, yeah, maybe you do want to give some reconsideration to picking up Exosister. We've seen how much work that this deck can do in certain matchups. Anything that involves the graveyard, this deck can do. Plus, once again, I go back to referencing Goes in Match here. You have a deck that can play one of the best floodgates in the game right now. And because of the floodgate interaction that this deck gets, it's beautiful. So yeah, keep an eye on Exosister stuff. I'm not too sure if the deck's going to have crazy success, but from what we've seen out here in the window of interaction that it has had, it's very clear that players are not fully aware or prepared for what this deck can actually do. So, Exosister. Now, the next one we've talked a lot about, and it's Anti-Spell Fragrance. We saw yesterday that Anti-Spell Fragrance shut down an entire matchup, and a lot of people were just like, Anti-Spell needs to be banned. This is crazy. Well, no, Anti-Spell does not need to be banned. We're just back in a situation right now where Anti-Spell Fragrance, the value that the card gets is insane, especially against the Cashier mirror match, where you can shut your opponent off and not have the chance to play the game. That's why Anti-Spell Fragrance is so crazy, where you can set all of these cards cards, activate anti-spell fragrance, even make a field. Well, congratulations, you can't get Dark World, can't get Reigate, you can't get Lightning Stormed anymore. All of these spell cards, which, by the way, are one of the most important pieces of the current era right now. You turn around, you look around, you're like, wow, that's pretty impressive at the end of the day. Just so what you need to pull out. So, Anti-Spell, once again, entering back into that spotlight, strictly as the card that denies your opponent the chance to play the game. I don't know why people are shocked about this being one of the hot up-and-coming tech choices here, because you look around every single format, Anti-Spell Fragrance will disappear for a little while. You see a little bit of a shift in how the meta reacts to things, and then all of a sudden you snap your fingers, you look around and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so insane. I can't believe... Yeah, I can't believe that it's not butter too. But let's be honest here. Once again, if you're not prepared for something like this, especially when Kashtira definitely is scummy enough to be able to play interactions like that, then yes, that's your own fault. At this point in time, you should be prepared for Anti-Spell Fragrance. Talk about just winning a free Kashtira mirror match, but I digress. That's what we're feeling right now for Anti-Spell Fragrance. Next up is going to be Proxy F Magician / Rescue-ACE stuff. Now, for those of you that have not been paying much attention, Proxy F gained a pretty interesting chunk of value as of late, because during your main phase, well, first of all, it's two effect monsters to make it. During your main phase, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your field. And if a fusion monster is special summoned to a zone, this card points to, you can special summon a monster with 1,000 less attack. We don't really care about that. The thing that we care about here is we're able to make a fusion summon with this, and we're able to make Mud Dragon, which in Rescue-ACE gives us protection and allows our big set 4 guy the ability to dodge the Imperm, the ability to dodge, you guessed it, the Effect Veiler as well. That set 4 play is the most important thing. Now, I was reading, a few people are talking about, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't think that this deck is going to hold up. What I can tell you is anytime that we have a back row deck kind of enter into the game with different levels of ceiling, it usually comes in as a rogue candidate at this point in time. And considering the fact that we're seeing the price points already on the Rescue-ACE cards going up even higher than what we were kind of expecting at this point in time, you're already seeing Hydrants hit this insane price point. It's actually pretty impressive for how they're going. $25 with less than 10 listings available on the market for some of this Rescue-ACE stuff. Once again, you've had plenty of time to prepare for this. Proxy F being one of those cards that is a generic, hey, look, I got 2 monsters in the graveyard, now I can set up a fusion summon. Once again, you need to be fully aware of these things just to see what you can do. But yeah, Proxy F and the Rescue-ACE cards going up in price relatively strongly. And last thing on our list here is going to be cheap ultimate rares. Now, the reason why I toss cheap ultimate rares in here is you've got things like Aluber, things like Reno Heart. You've got a lot of these modern era OTS alties have hit lows that I don't think that people really thought we were going to see. And the lower that these cards continue to go, I think the more that we're going to see players kind of look at these and go, wow, that's kind of cool. I want to have the chance to, have a cheap Aluber. Especially Fallen of Albaz, who's 25 right now. If you're one of these players that's looking around going, I kind of want to bling out at least a little bit. Well, it's a stepping stone. It's always going to be a very slow process to get the chance to kind of continue on up here and get a little bit more value along the way. So be fully aware here. There are plenty of cheap ultimate rares on the market that all have some relatively cool purpose. And modern era OTS ultimates, they really are getting cheaper and cheaper, I feel like, as time kind of goes on. Obviously, you'll have some bangers. We do have OTS 22 coming along the way here. So there will probably be a lot of opportunity for you to pick up some relatively cool things out of, the chunk of that set. So those are things that I would take and keep an eye on for, at least on the market for today, considering the fact that the WCQ and on my own personal newsfeed just have been telling me all sorts of interesting things. So please, leave comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And to whoever ends up walking away the winner, the market's going to go crazy Sunday night no matter what. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.